Very good afternoon to all. I'm myself Bhargav Hazarika, and now we are going to analyze the news for 8 October 2025. So there are many news which is important for our exam perspective and also for our general perspective. So the very first news from the Assam perspective is that the Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma, our Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma, rolls out the Arunodaya 3.0 scheme. Okay, so there is a scheme which was first launched in 2020, and it is called Arunodaya scheme, through which the government gives some direct benefit to the women or the very categorically you can say the poor women, the needy women, to give them some power. Okay, so in the very first instance, when it was launched in 2020 and it was first delivered in 2021 after COVID-19. Okay, 830 rupees was delivered per month to those beneficiaries, and it was direct benefit transfer. Okay, DBT. Okay, so in the third version of this Arunodaya scheme, the amount which is transferred to the women per month was increased from 830 and you can say 1,000 to 1,250 rupees. Okay, so now from towards, okay, the government gives 1,250 rupees per month to these needy women. Now, why this scheme is important and mainly for our exam perspective? See, in Assam, particularly in Assam, that means particularly over these undeveloped or developing states of India, the position of women is very poor. Whether it is economic position, whether it's a social position or political position, is very poor in India. Okay, not the developing state or a poor state. Overall, in the whole India, the state of the women is very poor. In our state also, in Assam also, the women folk is a very unrecognized types of community in the society. Not unrecognized, but you can say they have very low empowered. They have very low power to take decision. Now, how can you enhance them? How can you integrate those half of the population into economic progress of the state? Okay, economic development of this space. The first very decision the government has taken to empower them, to include them, to include these women folk to the greater, ecosystem of the states, economic systems. Instead of the economic system, the ecosystem include government of first priority. So as per this first priority, government, create some schemes through which they give them power. Basically, the economic power, financial power, due to which they have the power to take decision in their home, in their family, in their society, or in their peers. So when anyone, not only women, when someone have the financial power, financial independence, okay, then they have the power to take decision. Then whenever you have the power to take decision, you are now empowered one. And when you have empowered, then there is a very huge opportunity to these, people to employ themselves over some economic, activities. Now, whenever they have economic activities, whenever some people have employed themselves in economic activities, and basically their, living standard, their position in the society, everything is increases, whether it is economical position, social position, political position, whenever you can see. So therefore, the government of Assam took this very bold decision to provide 1,250 rupees to women. Very clear থাকিবা ওমেনকে দিব মেনক নহয় বিকজ ওমেনক কিয় বিকজ তোমাক এম্পাৱাৰ কৰিব লাগে আমি যদি ওমেন এম্পাৱাৰমেণ্ট কো আমি যদি ইনক্লুজন কো ইনক্লুসিভ ডেভেলপমেন্ট কো তো ইনক্লুসিভ ডেভেলপমেন্ট কৰিব হলে যে আমাৰ 50% পপুলেশন তো আমি ইনক্লুড কৰিব লাগিব ইকোসিস্টেমত তো আমি কেনেকৈ ইনক্লুড কৰিম টু গিভ দেম পাৱাৰ টু টেক ডিসিশন গিভ দেম পাৱাৰ টু এম্পাৱাৰ দেমসেলফ ওকে গিভ দেম পাৱাৰ গিভ দেম অপৰচুনিটি টু এমপ্লয় দেমসেলফ ওভাৰ ইকোনমিক এক্টিভিটিজ ঠিক আছে and through this we are taking some steps to uplift their position in our society. So this the very objective of this Arunodaya scheme is to uplift the position of the women folk in our society. make them equal to the other no portion of the society. That means male and female should be equal. There is no any types of inequality prevail in our society, and that is the very objective of this Orunodoi scheme, and therefore this scheme is very important for our exam perspective. Okay, so amar jodi questions are here, whatever the schemes taken or whatever the steps taken by the government of Assam to empower the women, then you can write this very scheme like okay Orunodoi scheme. You can also write some schemes like Nijut Moina, such types of schemes Mohila Udyamita schemes. Okay, so therefore it is very important schemes. So it is a journey of the government. So Orunodoi scheme is I think you all heard about Orunodoi. Tomalike janai whatever the different types of salient features of this very scheme. I think you all know about them. Kune pabo, kune select koribo. So this is important. So the Orunodoi scheme is a journey of the government to acquire or to reach the inclusive development and to achieve the SDG goal. That means sustainable development goal of by 2030. That is sustainable development goal ase eto ami achieve korato eta year objective hoy jane thik ase. So it is very important. I think you all understand now how this Orunodoi scheme play a very major role in our social development. Okay, so next very important news for today is that the Nobel Committee announced the Nobel Prize 2025 in physics for 3 physicians. To 3 physicists, 3 physicists, 3 scientists, our Nobel Committee Nobel Committee 2025 or physics award announced. And these 3 physicists are John Clark, Michael is Devoret, and the John M. Martinez. I just write this, name. That is basic clarity here, Malugo. The name is John Clark. Okay. The next one is Michael is Devoret. And the third one is John M. Martinez. Okay, and they were awarded by this prestigious award due to their work over quantum technology development. Okay, so quantum technology development or research contribution. Due to this contribution, this Nobel Committee awarded them for this, as a awardee of Physics Nobel Award 2025. Okay, so what is now the how this quantum technology help us? Why it is very important? Now, quantum technology basically a technology over which the same atom has taken, both the 0 and 1 0 is off and on 0 ami thake. Especially out to malok and buzabosa eneka kobo lebo. Suppose amar jibilak normal etia computer ase, qubit computer bole jibiliko, thik ase. To a qubit computer bilako ki hoy tumar at a single time either it took 0 or take 1. ঠিক আছে, ইয়াৰ যেটা সুইচ আছে, সুইচ বিলাকে হয়তো 0 লব নহয়তো 1 লব, কিন্তু কোয়ান্টাম কম্পিউটিং কি হয়, কোয়ান্টাম টেকনোলজিত কি হয়, এট দ্য সেম টাইম এ সুইচ ক্যান টেক 0 and 1 আইদার। ঠিক আছে, এটা একে সময়তে এটা সুইচে এটা এটমে 0 বা 1 দুই থাকিব পাৰে। দ্যাট মিন্স অফ আৰু অন কৰি ৰাখিব পাৰে, হুইচ এনহেন্স দ্য স্পীড অফ দি কম্পিউটিং। So therefore, the quantum computing is very important at the present time, and it is the very basis of our digital technology development. Because our digital technology development is a technology development is the basis to quantum technology, and in the upcoming time, okay, this technology play a very major role in our science and tech development, whether in our medical science, whether in our technology science, whether in our space science, whether in our computing science, whether in our meteorological science, everywhere, sensing, okay, materials development, everywhere quantum technology play a very major role in the upcoming time. It will play a very major role. Okay, so therefore the quantum technology in the present time is very important, and our Indian government, our central government also launched a mission, also launched a program which is called National Quantum Mission in 2023. This is a dedicated mission through his government want to develop India as a role player, as a major role player in the quantum technology development. ঠিক আছে? As the present time, however, similarly like that, at the present time when the USA play very major role over the digital technology development, okay, over Israel or such types of country took very major role over defense technology development. So our country যদি আহি থকা টাইমত in the upcoming time যে quantum technology গোটেইটো তোমাৰ development গোটেই science and tech ফিল্ডখনৰ গোটেইটো সামৰি ল'ব, it absorb all the things in the science and tech development. সেইখিনি সময়ত যাতে আজিৰ দিনত যেনেকৈ আমি very much dependent over the USA of such types of countries, যেনেকৈ আমি semiconductor কাৰণে বা এনেকুৱা কাৰণে বেলেগৰ ওপৰত নিৰ্ভৰ কৰি থাকিব লাগে, তো আহি থকা সময়ত যদি আমি নিৰ্ভৰ কৰিব লগা নহয় বেলেগৰ ওপৰত, therefore the Union government launched this quantum technology or quantum mission in 2023, and the very objective of this mission is to establish thematic hub, that means laboratory in the very prestigious institution like IIT, IISCs, এনেকা যিবিলাক prestigious আমাৰ science and tech institutions বিলাক আছে, তো সেই institutions বিলাকত কি কৰিব thematic hub, that means laboratory establish কৰিব, and through the establishment of the laboratory and research and development, India try to develop its own technology, develop its own rule over the quantum space in the world. Okay, and this very mission, that means national quantum mission, has 4 different wings, and these 4 different wings are quantum computing, over which India will going to enlarge its computing skills through quantum technology, quantum communication. Okay, so when the quantum has reached a certain levels of development, it will being the major role player, major technology for the communication. Okay, in the present time, communications play very role, because whenever you communicate a message through quantum technology, it become more secure, it become more encrypted. Okay, therefore this quantum technology in the upcoming time play a very major role, and India also push for the quantum communication technology development also, okay, under this national quantum missions program. Next one is quantum sensing, that means development of sensor which are more sensible, which are more effectable. Okay, and last one is quantum materials, that means developments of some materials which is very much efficient for the quantum technology. ঠিক আছে, তো এনেকুৱা কিছুমান আমি যিবিলাক মেটেৰিয়েলছ আছে, যিবিলাক একেটা ছেইম টাইমত আমি কোৱা নিচিনাকৈ 0 বা 1 তোমাৰ ৰোল প্লে কৰি ৰাখিব পাৰে. ঠিক আছে, so this is the very mission launched by the Indian government that was the quantum technology, and the physics prize for the 2025 Nobel Physics Prize also awarded for the contribution of these 3 physicists over the quantum technology development. Okay, I think it is very clear to all. So আমাৰ কাৰণে বেছিকে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হৈছে প্ৰিলিমছৰ কাৰণে নামকেইটা অলপ ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট. Okay, who awarded by this Nobel Prize in Physics 2025. কিন্তু আমাৰ কাৰণে বেছিকে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হৈছে what are the different steps taken by the government for the quantum technology development in India. Okay, and how these steps are taken by the government will help in the upcoming time in the space of our science and technology. ঠিক আছে, তো সেইখিনি আমাৰ কাৰণে বেছি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট. I think it is clear now. So next এটা article আছিলে, articleটো এটা কৈছে কি how the human greed is play a major role behind the cloud burst crises in the present time. Okay, now I think you have all know what is cloud burst. At the present time there are many such types of event happen, especially in the Himalayan states. Okay, like the Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim. Okay, so they are very much prone to this cloud burst disaster. Okay, now what is cloud burst? Cloud burst means basically when a very huge amount of rain is fall over a particular area in a very short period of time. ঠিক আছে, যেতিয়া বহুত কম সময়ৰ এটা জেগাত এটা পাৰ্টিকুলাৰ জেগাত বহুত বেছি বৰষুণ হয়, ঠিক আছে, very large amount of বৰষুণ হয়, ঠিক আছে, then it is called cloud burst. And whenever such types of huge rainfall occur in a particular area in a very short period of time, these rainfall create flash flood. ঠিক আছে, তো এই ৰেইনফলটো ফ্লাছ ফ্লাডটো তোমাৰ ডেভেলপ কৰে, and when this flash flood especially in the hilly terrain or the foot hills এৰিয়া যেতিয়া এইটো ডেভেলপ হোৱাৰ লগে লগে কি হয় তাৰ তলৰ যিখিনি তোমাৰ লো লেইং এৰিয়া যিখিনি হেবিটেট আছিলে বা হোৱাট এভাৰ দ্য ডেভেলপমেণ্ট হোৱাট এভাৰ দ্য ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ প্ৰেজেণ্ট ইন দ্য লো লেইং এৰিয়া দে erode all this because the speed of the force of the water is very high. As the amount of the water is very high, they are flowing through this very steep slope. And therefore, it creates devastation. And there are many examples happen these types of flood or it happened due to the cloud burst in the very recent time. Like you can say that in the September of 2025 itself, the Dehradun flash flood due to the cloud burst, the Kedarnath flash flood, we have all remembered these types of irony happened in the Kedarnath, the Samoli district of the Uttarakhand flash flood. So there are many reasons. Okay, now see, when we analyze the devastation of this cloud burst or these types of thing, or we have research of this types of disaster, we can find that this types of cloud burst or this types of very huge amount of rainfall in a very short period of time is not new to the Himalaya. So Himalaya jitu region ase tat enokwa typor huge rainfalls in a very small period of time or new no notun no hoy etu agor pora hoy ase thik ase, but the devastation is new. Now there are some issues or there are some types of development, there are some types of concerning issues which play major role of these types of devastation started in the very recent times. And when we analyzed that, we found that it is the man-made causes which play very major role over such types of devastation. Now, what is the man-made, no doubt there are some types of, the contribution due to the climate change or the global warming. Okay, that contribution ase kintu tatkoi beshi contribution ase some other types of things called man-made contribution like infrastructure development, haphazard infrastructure development, or you can say unplanned infrastructure development, hydropower project by diverting the course of the rivers and the other streams. Okay, so then you can say the deforestation in the hilly slopes. Deforestation of the hilly slopes. Okay, development of tourist places haphazardly. So these are the some of the very major man-made causes which create very huge devastation due to the cloud burst. Cloud burst karone jodi devastation hoy, devastation to hoar ei jibla man-made jibla cause ase hihotor bahut beshi support ase. Now, whenever these types of deforestation happen, that deforestation hoy, like you have you are going to creative highways like the Sardham highways, the very project in the Uttarakhand called Sardham highway. That tumi highway to banabo jaba, you have to cut trees. Okay, and when we took the Sardham project as an example, we can we see that the cutting of the forest, the deforestation is taken unplannedly. That means a very huge amount of our trees, a very huge amount of our forests are destroyed. And when in the hilly zone, these forests are destroyed, the stability of the slopes are, disturbed. When the stability of the slopes are disturbed, it has a very high hazardous, condition. It creates a very high hazardous condition for, landslide. For whenever these types of flash flood happen, and when it meets with this unstable slope, very huge amount of, very high amount of landslides happen. Okay, the first one. Number two, when we divert the river flow, or when we negatively affect the river flow due to the construction of this some types of hydroelectric project. Okay, like you can say the Topubon Bishnughat project in the Uttarakhand, Samlo district of Uttarakhand. Okay, the ami hebila project banabo jao, when we divert or when we create some types of negative types of development to the river streams, তেতিয়া কি হয়, whenever a huge water is flow, যেতিয়া তোমাৰ upstream cloud burst হয় বা upstream very high rainfall হয়, the huge water এটা flow হয়, flow হোৱাৰ লগে লগে যিটো disturbance আমি create কৰিছিলো তাক overflow কৰি গুচি যায়। ঠিক আছে, that means whatever the disturbance we have, whatever the barrier we have created to disturb or you can say divert the flow of the river, when huge amount of the water is flow due to the high rainfall happen in the upstream, or the upstream area, these barriers are erupted. ঠিক আছে, ইরাপ্ট কৰি লৈ গুচি যায়, and these eruptions create havoc in the downstream. তলত একদম বহুত হিউজ এমাউণ্টত তোমাৰ ফ্লাড আহে. You can remember this types of flood in the Dholi-Ganga region, Dholi-Ganga area in very, I think in the September or not October, August, in September মাহতে হৈছিলে. ঠিক আছে, তো এইবিলাক হৈছে কজ. Then there are, and why these types of construction, why these types of unplanned development happen. When you analyze further, when you go deeper, then we can find that there is a very bad nexus between the politician and the corporates or the businessmen, okay, which create these types of problem. When there such types of nexus exist there, the environment impact assessment have not done, and therefore we have done a very huge damage to our environment, our ecology, our ecosystems. Okay, so যেতিয়া আমি environment impact assessment নকৰো due to the existence of such types of nexus, we have done a very huge damage to our environment. First of all, okay, we have done very huge damage to our ecology, we have done a very huge damage to our ecosystem, and these combined create a problem. ঠিক আছে, তো গোটেইবিলাকে problem আনে, and therefore the very good idea to arrest this types of happening is to create a proper governance, proper monitoring agent, proper monitoring agent of just like here, suppose such types of monitoring agents like development science thing mode hoisen nai, like the National Green Tribunal, to তেওঁলোকে যদি proper role play কৰে আৰু গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে যদি তেনেকা টাইপৰ নেক্সাস না ৰাখি proper developmentor কাৰণে কাম কৰে, then it is very better for our upcoming times, and they then become sustainable development. Whatever development we have want to do in the hilly region or whatever in any regions, then it becomes sustainable if we have done this development respecting the environment also. So আমি যদি আমাৰ development আমাৰ environment respect কৰিবলৈ কৰো, then only it become a effective, you can say effective sustainable development. ঠিক আছে, so this is the very thing. তোমালোকে এখানে চাই ল'বা how cloudburst has become a problem in the present day, because a very huge amount of cloudburst types of incident happened recently. And if we take a data from the Indian Meteorological Department in 2023, there are almost 15 cloudbursts happen in Uttarakhand alone. ঠিক আছে, so why these types of incident happen very frequently? Number one. Number two, what are the regions of this India have become remain as a hazard state or hazard region for this cloudburst. ঠিক আছে, prone region for the cloudburst. And number three, why these types of why the devastations created by this cloudburst increases rapidly in the present time. Is this a man-made problem? তো অলপমান এনালাইসিস কৰিলে আমি বস্তুখিনি বুজি পাই যাম. ঠিক আছে, and these are the very newses I think which are important for the today. And if there is any feedback from your side, then please give your feedback. It matters very highly for me. And anything I have missed, anything I have added, please give me your comment. Okay, thank you very much.